Hey guys, this is Alan with the Grilling Network. Welcome. Today we're cooking on our Big Joe from Kamado Joe. Today on the menu, spare ribs. We've got our cooker at 275 degrees, already preheated. We're gonna go ahead and add some wood. I typically preheat my Kamados before adding the wood. That way you don't burn up your wood while your pit's coming up to temp. So let's go ahead and, again, for safety, make sure you burp your grill. Go ahead and raise it up like that, a good couple inches. Wait 5-10 seconds. Lift it all the way up. I'm using the flex rack system today. I'm gonna go ahead and toss these bad boys in. Okay, we're using the new flex rack system from Kamado Joe. I've got my heat deflectors in the lower position, and I've placed the grill grates on the elevated position. We're gonna go ahead inside, finish up the ribs. As you can see here, we've got a rack of spare ribs I got from my local grocery store. I'm gonna go ahead and trim this up. If you wanna learn how to do this, go ahead and watch one of my earlier videos that I showcase on how to do that. So we've trimmed these off camera. Now it's time to apply our dry rub. Here's a mixture that I came up together. I'll go ahead and place the ingredients down below. What you wanna do is liberally apply a light coat over the ribs, and then we'll let it sweat a little bit, and then we'll apply a second coat. What you're aiming for when you're done is for your ribs to look like this. Okay, so it's got a nice mahogany color to it. We're outside at the grill. Let's go ahead and burp the Kamado. All right. We're gonna go ahead and place these bad boys on the grill. There you go, look at that. We can easily fit 3 or 4 racks of ribs on here. Kamado also sells a rib rack accessory. We might put that to use today. As you can see here, we've got 4 nice size racks of ribs. These have been trimmed, seasoned, and we're using applewood for our smoke. So let's go ahead and close this up. Again, every 20 minutes, I'm gonna hit it with some apple juice. It's been 20 minutes. Let's go ahead, burp the grill. Okay. Wow, this smells phenomenal, guys. We're gonna go ahead and hit this up with apple juice. As the meat starts drying up around the edges, you wanna make sure, again, to keep that moist. The meat will naturally tighten up as it cooks. So we're trying to prevent it from drying up by applying the apple juice. Been an hour since we started. The ribs are looking phenomenal. And for the first tip or trick that I recommend is this guy right here, parquet butter. I'm sure you guys have seen this on many of the videos that are online. This will add a nice mahogany color. The smoke absorbs, the butter absorbs some of the smoke while it's melting throughout the ribs. So a nice bead on all the ribs. Now we'll let this go for another half an hour. It's been about 30 minutes now since I've laid the parquet butter on top of the ribs. So let's go ahead and give it a look. Again, burp your grill. This prevents any kind of flare-ups. Look at that. That looks like a dark mahogany color. We'll go ahead and spritz this with apple juice again. The idea behind this is to keep your ribs moist through the cooking process. We've been smoking for 3 hours now. Look at these bad boys. They look phenomenal. A nice dark mahogany color. Let's give these bad boys a spritz with apple juice. At this point, you can foil them, but that's a totally different method, and they also turn out a great result. We're not gonna foil during this cooking process, but that's why we spritz every 20 minutes. We're gonna check back in about another hour and we'll check for doneness and I'll show you that next. It's been 4 hours. Again, make sure you burp the lid. Look at that, that looks phenomenal. Okay, we're gonna use my trusty thermal pin. You can use a toothpick. And I'm not looking at temperature for this. So all I'm looking for is that when I push the meat that it goes in like butter. And this is actually just falling right through. So these, what you don't want is for it to go all the way through, really, I mean too easily, because then it's overdone. But for competition cook, you want to make sure that when you bite into these that it leaves a bite mark. But for backyard grilling, for family and friends, if you go over where it's too done, that's totally fine. But yeah, these are done. So I'm gonna go ahead and close the lid. I'm going to grab some barbecue sauce. Again, burp the lid. Just going ahead and lather these with some barbecue sauce. I'm just deliberately applying a good layer with it. You can use these little squirt bottles or you can get a baster and baste it on, but we're probably going to go ahead and add more after we're done. This just allows a little bit of caramelization on the ribs. It gives it a little sticky. I like that flavor to it. All right, so we'll let this go for about 20 to 30 minutes and we should be done. Next thing is to plate it up. Already sliced some ribs up. I didn't want to show that on camera because it gets a little messy. Let's go ahead and give one of these bad boys a try. What you want is that right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. The meat does not pull off the bone, but yet it's still very tender. So these turned out phenomenal. Wow. All right, guys, I want to thank you for stopping by.